Hi, my name is Kim Cole. I'm in ComSci 1 and my student ID number is 79073. Today I'll be talking to you about my project on configuring a network, group of networks. So after setting up the default networks with switch 1, switch 2, and switch 3, I was then faced with the challenge of connecting all these routers together. I noticed that router 3 had four ports with configured IP addresses, so I decided to use router 3 as the main communicator between all of the routers in the DNS server. I used the serial ports for router 1 and 2 to connect to router 3, and used the fast Ethernet ports for the other two routers on the server. The next challenge was to configure the IP addresses onto the routers and networks, the servers, and that wasn't that wasn't too bad until I got to the static routing, which I will come back to after I set up the DHCP servers to give the IP addresses to the PCs as well as the DNS server address so that they can communicate with the DNS server and get the websites. So for the static routing, I was a bit confused at the start, um, trying to map out in my head how all the networks work together and how they communicate outside their own networks. Uh, and from using the table, I got an understanding of how they communicate together. For example, we can see this in router 2. We can make this a bit smaller. Um, the top network here, all of these networks essentially route to router 3 to be distributed elsewhere in the network. So the top one here, this relates to any traffic going to the DNS servers or the web servers. The middle one here relates to any traffic going to the DHCP server, whether it's the two PCs 3 and 4, looking for their IP addresses or the DNS server address, or any devices looking to communicate with PC 3 and 4 will have to go through the DHCP server. And the bottom network address here relates to any of the devices in router 2 looking to communicate with devices in router 1. So after building the system, I use some troubleshooting techniques such as the ping function. Um, for example, after building the websites on web server 1 and 2, I use the import function to import the DCU logo onto the website, but it wouldn't display on PC 0. So what I decided to do was to use the ping function to map exactly where the issue was. So I pinged PC 0, or sorry, I used the ping function on PC 0 to ping web server 1, and there was no reply. I pinged router 1 and that worked. Router 3, I got a reply, and router 4, and I got a reply. So I knew the issue was with the web server 1. And from using the ping function from web server 1, I pinged router 3 and discovered there was an issue with the network routing. So after configuring the route to map it to router 3, it eventually worked. Um, and it's set up nicely. So on PC 0, I brought up the School of Computing webpage using the URL, and you can see the DCU logo there. I used PC 3 to display the CSC1010 webpage. I pinged PC3 using PC1 as I was using PC 0 to display the website and got a reply. And I pinged PC2 from PC4 and got a reply. So as you can see, it all works. And I got 100% completion in the end. Learned a lot about this project from the network routing, how different networks communicate outside their own networks, and it was very interesting. So I thank you for your time, and Yes, thank you very much.